Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. The other day I did a video, and I haven't uploaded it yet, I don't think, but I talked about faith and the need for faith for all you that are out there, and all of us who are going to be going through some testing, some times of trial and testing. So it need to be a good idea to look at the book of Hebrews, especially chapters 10, 11, and 12. And I'm just going to touch on a couple of points here. By faith, Noah, being warned of Elohim of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by which he condemned the world. Okay, note the fact that he was warned of things not seen as yet, but he had faith and did what he was told. And then condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Okay, so he lived by faith and became heir of that righteousness which is by faith. Next one, the father of our faith, Abraham. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed and went out, not knowing whither he went. I've heard so many times, I have to have this, and I have to have that, and I have to quit my job, and I have to give notice, and I have to have a place to go, and I have to have a job, and I have to have a house. I got to have a 3-bedroom house with central air and heating. No, a tent will do. Abraham lived in tents, and he had thousands of animals and a house of like a small army of people, about 300 and almost 400 people. So he didn't know where he was going. He didn't know where he was going. He did not know where he was going. If you don't have enough faith to leave because God told you to leave, get in your car, put gas in it, start driving, and not knowing where you're going, then you don't have faith. I'm just pointing that out. I'm just not applying this to everybody, but there are some people listening to me right now that you're going to have to just leave, because leaving will save your life and your family's life, and staying will get you killed or in FEMA camp or whatever. By faith, he, Abraham, sojourned in the land of promise as a stranger, as in a strange country, a stranger in a strange land, in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. Okay. For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is Elohim. All right, so that's a big one there. I've been looking for the building of a kingdom, a city hath foundations, whose builder and maker is Elohim. That's been the cry of my heart, and the motivation behind everything I've done is that being a part of the building of the kingdom. And I believe that's coming. Some people think life's going to continue as normal. Well, I think you're all figuring out now finally that it's not going to continue as normal. You can't continue to do all the things you've done and stay in the cities, as I put it, slopping around with the rest of the turkey farm inmates. If you don't know what a turkey farm is, go look them up. It's where they mass-produce turkeys for Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that good stuff. And they're just prisoners. They trim their feet. Chickens they can't scratch. They cut their toenails off. Sometimes they cut their feet off, I think. They cut their beak off so they can't peck, and they just mass feed them. They're just sitting in a thing, and they're supposed to produce eggs 24 hours a day. And they even make them do it twice a day by changing the lighting, opening the thing, making it dark, and then opening it up twice a day instead of once a day. So it's all a complete bastardization and a complete sickening system, but that's where you get your eggs from. That's why they're so pale and yellow, and they break so easy. The farm fresh egg, one time I tried to flip it, see how many times I could flip it before the yolk broke. And I think I flipped it about 10 times and it never broke, because it was a good, healthy egg that produced life and not death, fertilized by a rooster. Okay, so there you go. That's what I wanted to say. I'll try to get this uploaded soon. So you need to have faith. You need to obey. If Father tells you to leave, you need to leave. If he says leave now, you better leave now, because the day's going to come when you're not going to be able to. I think you're seeing that transportation is going to go away and communications are going to break down. Transportation and communications are both going to go by the wayside, and you're not going to be able to communicate with me or anybody else where you're going. So, a word to the wise and a word to the people that I love you people. I can't tell you how much I hope to meet some of you out there. Some people that are already here that have come here because of my videos, because of the ministry. They're here, in safety, on land, building a place for other people. And that's a blessing. I'd love to meet some of you people out there. So, all right. Look for a city whose builder and maker is Yah. Don't worry about where you're going to go. Just go if it comes down to it. You may hear those words from me and obey them as other people have. They left sooner than later. They drove before instead of walking later. Drive now or walk later. That's been my message for, I think, 20 years now. I don't know when I first said it, but it's been a lot of years now. I've been saying drive now or walk later. Come now with all of your provisions, your goods, your storage, your food, your family, your equipment, your tools, your vehicles. Come now and be part of the solution, or come later having lost some of your tools and food and belongings and equipment and vehicles and family, and be more part of the problem, another part of the issue that we're going to be faced with, and that is taking care of a lot of people, of thousands upon thousands upon thousands, and even millions. I'll be honest, I believe there's going to be somewhere between 3 to 30 million people come here to the Ozark Plateau, and it's capable of handling that. You can argue and rant and rave on that and turn blue in the face and spit and slobber, but the fact of the matter is Switzerland maintains about 1,100 people per square mile, and that's about 1/10, maybe 1/100th of the capability of food production that we have here. So food production is not a problem. There's no shortage of woods and rock and things to build with and produce food with. There's no shortage of any of that. Where do you think the Rocky Mountains get their trout from? They get them from Missouri, Crystal Lake Fish Hatchery, Roaring River, Bennett Springs, and other places. Every place there's a large spring, there's virtually a fish hatchery that raise trout to take them to the Rockies, to Colorado. Okay, so get a clue. There's food production capability here. You can build a house. You can live in a tent. You can live in a bus. You can live in a little Amish-built cabin, whatever. There's many, many things to do here. There's going to be plenty of work because there's going to be a lot of needs. People coming in here that need their cabins finished. I just was confronted with that idea the other day. A sister's coming here from Florida, and she's going to order one of those cabins, but you need to get it finished out, insulated, wiring, electrical, plumbing, whatever you need, solar. So there's business there for men to work with those cabins to finish them out for people. Put in a wood stove, that type of thing. Okay, my voice is going. All right, hallelujah. Thank you. This is another one of my you may never hear from me again type talk, so my life is changing as we speak. Those of you who get this and pray for me, please pray for me. I'm going through another transition time. Thank you.